Good riddance 2023. I'm done with you. Goodbye. Hello 2024. Let's hope you are a little bit more sane than the previous year. So I'm talking about the San Francisco real estate market, specifically San Francisco and Marin County. Some of the notable things that happened in 2023 include, well, one, there was a housing reset. It was very strange because a slowdown happened, but prices remained high, and pretty much in every single area, except for condos in, the south part of the city, it was a seller's market. So this slowdown happened, prices remained high, homeowners have equity in their properties, so there were no foreclosures, no short sales. It's still a seller's market. Now, buyers did get their contingencies back, which is really great. But pretty much prices stayed elevated. What's in store for 2024? Well, I think prices and sales are going to increase. I think more homes are going to come on the market. They are going to sell because there is tremendous demand, and prices are going to increase. I think I'm less optimistic than some of my colleagues who think that it's going to appreciate 10 to 15%. I think it's safe to say that prices will increase 4 to 8% this year. The second thing that happened was the mortgage rates staged the biggest run up in history. Gone are those 2 to 3% rates. They eclipsed 7% in July. This sidelined buyers, and it sidelined some sellers, to be honest, but buyers wrapped their heads around it a lot quicker than the sellers did. So the market was chugging along. What's in store for 2024? I think mortgage rates are going to ease. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, obviously, but I've seen it happen in the last couple of weeks. We've had a couple of ticks down in the interest rate. But I think sellers are going to choose life over their interest rate. Like they didn't want to move because they were sitting in a house that, had 3.5% interest rate. Now they were going to have to sell that and buy another property and possibly buy it at 7%. And they didn't know if people were going to buy their house because they kept hearing this chatter that interest rates were keeping people out. And it's true. I mean, instead of the usual 5, 7, 10, 15 offers that we were getting on every property, maybe there was 2 or 3 offers, but still it sold, and it sold for, fair market value. The third thing that happened, housing shortage. Okay, I'm not kidding you. The housing shortage just didn't happen last year. This has been in the works for about 50 years. So we have very little inventory, and the California housing crisis is like 50 years in the making. There's decades of overregulation, production, underscored by sort of exclusionary policies. All of this has left California housing far behind need, and costs are soaring. So what's in store for 2024? We're going to see a lot more fast tracking of ADUs. California is making a big push for ADUs, as are especially areas in Marin, just some housing option. We are going to expect continued initiatives to fast track these ADUs to make it more accessible, easy. It's still expensive to put an ADU on your property. It could be $250,000, but I think that everybody in the state of California that has to do with housing is really trying to figure out a way for people to get more housing. That's what we're going to see. The fifth thing that happened to us that was probably the worst, insurance companies left us in the lurch. So the number of insurance companies willing to insure California homeowners, and I know this is not just California, this is all across the country, but that list is shrinking. So State Farm pulled out, Allstate pulled out, Farmers pulled out, AIG pulled out of California. Those are just among others. Or they've stopped or limited renewing or issuing new policies. So the exit has put greater strain on existing companies to offset the risks at a time where we face mounting threats to wildfires, landslides, mudslides, flooding, extreme heat. More homeowners are turning to the California Fair Plan, which tends to come at a higher cost and provides only basic coverage when no other plan is available. So what's in store for 2024? I don't know. Insurance companies may continue to leave California, and those that are staying are charging higher prices. Meanwhile, the Department of Conservation just received $72 million for building more fire resilient communities. I know that individual cities are making individual neighborhoods fire-wise safe, but I do think that this is a problem. Now, I closed 2 in the last week of this year, and both had a very easy time getting fire insurance, so that was really super optimistic. The 6th thing that happened to us, which completely spun us out of control, was we had a ransomware attack on our MLS. Not just ours. In August, a cyber attack took down 23 MLSs across the country. In some cases, MLSs were down for 2 weeks, but it was like the old days. You know, we kind of developed some workarounds. We used the phone to call people, ask what's for sale, try to go see property. But what's in store for 2024? Well, I think MLSs have hired security people, cybersecurity people, not just MLSs. I mean, probably every industry across the country is hiring better or more robust cybersecurity people. And they're going to invest more in the safety of their product. Additionally, November and December, Fidelity National Title, as well as First American Title, were hit by ransomware attack as well. And that just kind of reinforced the fact that we need cybersecurity now more so than ever, because it really stalled a lot. Now, 2 different escrow officers did amazing jobs. Big shout out to them. But that is something that we're going to have to contend with. So those are all the things that happened that made our real estate lives a lot more interesting, shall I say. But we'll see what 2024 has in store for us.